What's up, guys? This is your host Dan Z Gaming here. And do you want to build your own $500 gaming PC in a budget price? Well, stay tuned for this video because I'm going to show you how to. So this build will consist of many things, and you'll be able to max out at any games, like games such as Battlefield, DayZ, H1Z1, and the new Battlefield Hardline. You'll be able to play ultra settings as well as getting 60 frames plus up. With this build, will consist of many items. For our first thing, we'll be going with the new Deep Cool Terrasot Mid Tower. This is a great tower with a side window and two blue LED fans with a nice cooling system inside, and you can also do water cooling in it as well. So this is the case for you. For $39.99, this is a great price. Now, for our second build, we'll be going with a Western Digital Blue 1TB RPM, and this is a great hard drive. I usually do recommend getting a solid state drive as well, but for a $500 budget price, this is a great build. For 1 TB, you'll be able to consist of many things such as saving your videos, saving many things, saving just anything you like. So for our third thing, we're going with the MSI 760GM FX AM3 Plus AMD 760G CB710 Micro ATX AMD motherboard. This motherboard is $49.99. It's a great motherboard that can support 2 graphics cards, so if you ever want to upgrade in the future, you're also available to do that. Crossfire consists in this motherboard, and it's just an overall great motherboard with 3 USB ports as well as 2 HDMIs, and yeah, that's great motherboard overall, and upgrading this future will be great for this motherboard. For the fourth thing, now this is the most important thing I believe is for a gaming PC. This is the EVGA KR GeForce GTX 960. This graphics card just came out 2 months ago, and it's a great graphics card. Not either will you be able to do getting high FPS, but you'll be able to play games 1080p 60 frames plus up on many games and many titles such as Battlefield Hardline, Battlefield 4, and just many titles. For $204 for this graphics card, it's the best deal you'll get. So I definitely would recommend this graphics card. For the third item, we're going to be going with our Thermaltake TR2 TR600 60W ATX 120V SLI ready crossfire ready power supply. This is a great power supply. Some may ask, why get a 600-watt power supply when this build only needs 300? For a price of $54, this is a great power supply. Not either is this a great power supply, but this will be great in the future, because when you ever decide to upgrade, you don't need to go and buy another power supply. You'll just have one hanging around in your computer. For 600 watts for $54.99, it's a great power supply. And it's crossfire ready, so awesome build right there. Also, for our next item, we'll be going with a HyperX Fury 6 Series 8 gigs of 24-pin DDR3 SDRAM, DDR3 1866 desktop memory, also capability of overclocking with this system. So this is a great RAM stick. For 8 gigs of RAM, this is really enough for a gaming for playing games. I mean, playing games only really need 4 gigs of RAM. For this, it's really just enough. You'll be able to have many tasks open and many things open while you're playing games. So this is a great thing. If you ever want to upgrade to 16 gigs RAM, I would also recommend that. So for our last build, we're going with the AMD FX 6300 Virtus 6-core processor, 3.5 gigahertz, and can be overclocked to 4.1 if you would like. I would recommend a new heatsink and a fan if you plan on overclocking. The socket is AM3 Plus, and it takes 995 watts. This is a great processor. It's a 6-core processor. It's not as good as your Intel 4390K status, but this is a overall great budget processor. Not either will you be able to play any games, but you'll also be able to do some streaming as well as some recording and also some rendering. So this is an overall full-on processor that can do your capabilities well. For rendering time, you'll be looking at for rendering a 20-minute video, you're looking at approximately 30 to 40 minutes, which is actually pretty great if you think about it. So overall, great processor, and it's great in overclocking as well. AMD has announced that you can actually overclock this processor to 5.0 gigahertz unless you have a good heatsink. I would recommend. Also, I would also recommend going along the side and paying a little bit more for another heatsink and fan, since this stock cooler is just horribly wrong. So overall, this computer is great. So let's go look at some FPS. So currently we're looking at Battlefield 4, and we're using this build to test bench this build. So we're currently playing Battlefield 4 on ultra settings with this build, and we're currently getting 42 FPS and also hitting 60 FPS on ultra settings. So this is a great thing. You'll be able to play Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline at 60 frames up on ultra settings, which is great. You'll also be able to stream as well, getting around 80% CPU usage. So overall, this is a great budget price for a gaming PC for $500.93. Now, you will need to go and buy Windows 8.1 or Windows 7. That would probably cost you an extra $100. But overall, this is a great PC. I would recommend it for anybody that just plans on gaming. And yeah, overall, that's just great. But if you plan on doing a lot of rendering and a lot of video editing and stuff like that, this is a great processor for it. But if you guys want to do it in a better instance and a better frame per second, I recommend going with the Intel processor. But overall, for a budget price, this is the best gaming PC you can buy for $500. I would really recommend this. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. All items are in the link in the description. And hope you guys have a wonderful day and night. And I will see you guys later in my next video. Peace.